good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever you are, hello, welcome to the Soft Life. I am Dr. Raykel Tolson. And let me just go ahead and apologize for the last few weeks. I have been on vacation. I guess I probably should have started the podcast after I took my summer vacation, right? Anyway, I hope that you all have had a great summer. Let's get into work. Should not be this hard. Work should not be this hard. That's part of the soft life, though, right? Because first you have to acknowledge that your work right now may be hard. So you are definitely not living that soft life. I mean, that's just, my take on it. Some people are like, oh, well, work is supposed to be hard. Lies. Lies, I tell you. Lies. And you want to know why I know that work isn't supposed to be hard? Because the Bible tells me so. Work isn't supposed to be hard. Let's get right into it. The scripture for today, Matthew 11:30. And I'm reading a New International Version. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. That's why I know work is not supposed to be hard, people. We are to work if we want to eat. That is biblical. But it didn't say the work had to be hard. Now, let's talk about that scripture, because some people, when we read scriptures, we're like, oh, I don't really mean that. It don't mean that. How do you know it's talking about work? Well, the yoke is from, back in those days. The yoke was how they tethered oxen together to, plow the fields. The yoke. And that's why, and so when you think about my yoke is easy, that big old yoke that is, that connects the two oxen together, it has to fit properly, right? It has to fit properly for it to be easy, right? And then so when the burden is light, the burden of the work is light, because then that oxen has that other oxen to help, carry the load and to help do the stuff. So my yoke is easy means it fits, right? My job fits, and my burden is light. And because it's because maybe the people that we have around us to help us with the work. Is it because we depend on God's source to help us with the work? Or it's also like it's because we are doing the work that we were created to do, and that's why we call it our light work. Yeah, our light work. So that's kind of the premise of the soft life. The F, flowing in your purpose. Yeah. Right. Now you getting it, right? So we are gonna make sure when you get off this episode, you're gonna figure out if you are in the right job. Because if it's hard, you might not be in. And let me back up for a second when I say it's hard. Now, when I say hard, I'm talking about you leave your job drained, like you have just fought. You just went 12 rounds with Mike Tyson. Okay? That's what I'm talking about when I talk about hard. I'm not talking about because you have to be diligent. I'm not talking about because there's, actual work that needs to be done. Like if you are purposed to be a nurse, oh, your work is hard. I don't think I could do it. But it's not hard for you because that's who you are. And that's what makes it easy and light for you. So let's just, I already talked a little bit about the that whole my yoke is easy, about the wooden harness that joined the two animals together in the biblical times. And we have to remember, when we read the Bible, they looking at what was going on in their time, right? Most of us have not yoked two animals together unless you're living on a farm. Most of us don't even understand that concept, but that really is what it's about. But we're going to apply that today. We need a well-fitted yoke because it prevents pain and it makes the work easier. Now, when I was a pharmacist, I could do the job. There's aspects of the job that was absolutely in my wheelhouse, and it made it easy, and it made it something that I wanted to do every day, because that part, the counseling people on how to use their medication, easy work. The tedium of counting the pills and reading the labels, calling insurances, calling just like, oh, help me, get me out of here. And I would go home, drained. Even just giving people bags of medication, it just didn't feel right to me. Because I would rather, teach them the things that they needed to do to kind of look to see if something that they were doing were causing their needs for the medication. But that's not what my job was, right? So, let's just look at your life, okay? When you think about your job, does it feel purposeful? Does it feel like you are doing what you were meant to do? Does it feel like it's exhausting and you're forcing yourself to be, because I know we're all, no matter where we're working, we're doing our best because that's the kind of people we are. We're going to show up and show out wherever we are, wherever we're playing, we're going to do that. I already know that about you because you're my people. But if it's too forced, if it's too exhausting, we might need to figure out a way to make that burden a little bit lighter and help it. How can we align what you do to your strengths and values and your calling? What God created you to do. Now, like I said, the danger of not wearing the right yoke, that is ill-fitting yoke, is burnout, chronic dissatisfaction, chronic fatigue, loss of passion, loss of motivation. Okay? Now, you could look successful to the outside world because you're in a job that you're making a lot of money. And let's just be clear. A lot of people in the society makes it seem like money is the only determination of success. So, from my teachers out there, welcome back to school. We love you. We appreciate you. Do your thing. Teach our kids. Be that safe space for them. But some people would look at what teachers do and not think it was successful because they don't make a lot of money. Well, I disagree. A person who is a teacher, who is in their calling, and they're out there loving on our children and teaching our children not just the lessons that they need to learn, but teaching them how to be good people, they are very successful. When you have people that graduate from college and they think they're a third grade teacher, that third grade teacher was very impactful, which means that third grade teacher was very successful. So I applaud you out there, all you teachers out there. And if you have jobs, let me tell you, I went to a diner one time. I like going to diners, I guess I grew up in a time with Alice, and that diner was so cool. But I went to a diner, and this older lady, you could tell she probably been working there for a while. She made me feel so welcome, so seen. She even made me feel loved, right? I mean, just the way that she served me. And some people might look at that, lady like, oh, she's not very successful. She's been working at a diner all her life. And I'm sure she's not making a whole lot of money, right? Even if I give a generous $20 tip, right? Or because a diner is where you get cheaper food, so your tips are 15-20% of what your food is. That's not a lot. But I tell you, that woman is successful in my opinion because she makes people feel wonderful. People walk out of there and they feel wonderful. And I'm sure I'm not the only person that was giving $20 tips on a $25, $30 bill, okay? Because she was excellent. She was very successful. And I feel like she is a person that was living her true purpose. And that's why she was able to do it and make everybody feel good. And I know she has to feel successful in her life. I know that. So some people have said, well, I don't know my purpose. How do I find my purpose? And I told y'all, I personally found my purpose by using my date of birth, because that's the day that God saw fit for me to be born. And I used that to find my life purpose. Through numerology, I use that to find, your sun sign and even your moon sign. You could you can go further if you like and do other things, but just those I think work. So I created something called the Soft Life Purpose Finder GPT. So if you are familiar with ChatGPT, that's my friend. I even named ChatGPT. I asked him what did he want to be called, and I told him I used the voice for African American men, and Omari was one of the names he picked. So that's the name we went with. I like that. So my ChatGPT is Omari. So Omari and we created a Soft Life Purpose Finder GPT, and it's free. So if you're on ChatGPT, go to the left side, and you see where it says GPTs, and you can go and search Soft Life Purpose Finder, and it'll come up. Now, that is where you're going to find, you're going to be able to get your Soft Life Purpose Blueprint. I am going to read mine so you can kind of see what it's like. Now, let me just say, for you all out there who don't like to put your name and date of birth, I get it. So with this Soft Life, you do not have to put your name. You're just going to put your date of birth. If you know the time of birth, that helps. And also the place where you were born. If you only have your date of birth, just put that. It's cool. It should be able to help you. So I'm going to read to you what my Soft Life Finder, pieces of what it gave to me. Not all of it, but pieces. My numerology, my life path is a 7. The spiritual seeker. That is so who I am. That's why I got so many degrees. I got 3, because I'm always seeking knowledge. And I'm also a spiritual seeker. I have gone to a lot of different churches because I'm just, soaking up the different stuff, and I read a lot of books. So it says, you're here to explore the deeper truths of life. You're introspective, analytical, and often called to walk a spiritual or intellectual path. Solitude doesn't scare you, it recharges you. You naturally seek meaning and are divinely designed to guide others through your wisdom. Oh my gosh, that is so me. Now, people think I'm an extrovert because it's easy for me to talk to people and make friends. But that's not what extrovert and introvert actually means. What extrovert and introvert really is about what you need to recharge yourself. And for me, it's being by myself. That's why I am an introvert, because being by myself is how I recharge. Now, if you don't really know if you are extrovert, introvert, this is how I'm going to tell you. During COVID, when you were at home alone, how did you feel? Did you feel energized? I was energized. Being by myself, I was energized. Hands down, that's when I realized, yes, I am an introvert. Now, if you were a person that was just like, I need people, and you were drudging, and every day was like, you're probably an extrovert. Even if you are not the ones who make friends or the life of the party, but if you needed to be around people and you were missing people and you felt drained because you weren't around people, you're probably an extrovert. You may be an introverted extrovert, or like me, I'm an extroverted introvert, right? Or like my older sister likes to call it, she's a courageous introvert because she's willing to do the hard work. She's willing to step out of her comfort zone. But I just wanted to make sure you all understood that. All right, so back to my Soft Life Purpose Blueprint. Okay, my astrology. My sun is in Libra. I'm the harmonizer. It says, you were born under the sign of balance, beauty, and justice. As a Libra sun, your essence is centered around creating peace, harmony, and beauty in your relationships, your surroundings, and within yourself. You thrive in social settings, but need inner balance to feel whole. Yep, that's me. And then it also gives me my moon, which is in Virgo, the devoted healer. Whew. Emotionally, you find comfort in structure, service, and being useful. You feel most at ease when you're helping others improve their lives, fixing what's broken, or refining systems. Your nurturing comes through practicality and precision. Y'all, that's me too. Oh, I'm like, this is so good. I promise y'all, this is what I got when I put my information in the GPT that I created, the Soft Life Purpose Finder. All right, so then it talks about what it all means. Your soft life purpose is deeply rooted in inner wisdom, healing, and harmony. With the Life Path 7, you're divinely wired to pursue truth, spirituality, and depth. Your Libra Sun adds a graceful, peacemaking energy. You're here to build bridges, not burn them. And your Virgo Moon grounds you with an emotional need to be of service in real, tangible ways. Oh my goodness, if this is not me, I promise y'all, go to your chat GPT, go to the GPTs and search for a Soft Life Purpose Finder. This is going to be good, you guys. And then when you do this, it's going to give you 5 aligned soft life career paths or side hustles that you might try. So one of mine, I'm going to give you all 5. Spiritual coach or healer. Yes, that's me. Interior design or feng shui consultant. I don't know a lot about feng shui yet. I do kind of do that when I'm decorating my own house, but I do enjoy decorating. And HGTV got me believing that I could be an interior designer for real. Holistic health practitioner or herbalist. I thought about this because it brings my pharmacy background, right? So you never know. In a few years, that may be what I do next. Writer, blogger, or podcaster. Yeah, so I'm on the right track. It says especially with spirituality and mindful living. That is what the soft life is, mindful living. I am doing my thing. And then the other one is therapist or life purpose consultant. Now, how did it know that I have a counseling degree? Oh my gosh, see? I promise you guys, go to your chat GPT, go to the left side, look for the GPTs, and search Soft Life Purpose Finder. I'm going to put a link at the bottom in the description so you can't find it. But if you just are like excited, like, oh, I want to do it, go to ChatGPT now. Get it done. It is absolutely free to use it. And then once you use it, please reach out to me and let me know what you thought about it. Okay? So I'm winding down because I don't want to keep y'all here for a long time, just for the right time. But here's signs to let you know that you're wearing the easy yoke. At the end of the workday, you're energized, not exhausted. You're regularly using your natural talents. 3, you feel challenged in a way that excites you. 4, your work gives you a sense of purpose and contribution. And lastly, you're not constantly longing for Friday to get there or 5 o'clock or whenever. I know people who are doing their job and they will work and they're like, oh shoot, I need to eat. Oh shoot, I need to stop so I can, do something with my husband or with my spouse, right? So yes, those are signs that you are wearing that easy yoke, that it fits you properly. Right. So steps to move toward aligned work. First of all, go use that Soft Life Purpose Finder GPT. It's free. Go and see if what you're doing is aligned. And if those 5 aren't enough for you, ask it to give you some more. So that's the way to seek clarity. Next, pray for direction. We're going to ask God to reveal the right yoke for us. God, reveal the right yoke. Reveal the job that's aligned for me. That's the prayer. Reveal the right yoke. And he may also reveal the person that needs to be tethered, yoked with you. You might need a partner. You might not need to do it all by yourself. Identify misalignments. What feels heavy? What feels forced? Identify those things. And then take small aligned steps. Try projects. Try roles, tasks that fit you better in the job that you're already doing. Try to figure out how you can make that more aligned with who you are, or you might have to find a side hustle so you can get that And then so you can at least have some part of your day or some part of your week where you're doing what you feel like you are meant to do. And then lastly, let's trust divine timing. This shift may be gradual, but your alignment is going to be worth it. I'm not telling you to quit your jobs now. That is not what I'm saying. I'm not telling you to ever quit your job. I'm just telling you it's gonna be helpful to find ways to align with who you really are. And then, like I said, that could be a side hustle, that could be a hobby, that could be volunteer work. It can be any of those above, or it could be quitting your job after you get some money set aside, or if you are 65 and you can retire, you got some retirement money, and you like, I'm ready for Act Two. Because let me just say, even though I help people set up retirements, I'm quick to tell people, retirement is not in the Bible. God don't say, okay, you don't have to work no more, you don't have to use your gifts anymore, your talents. That's not what God says. So we're gonna be working until we're done with this. God has an assignment for all of us. Our assignments shift, our season shifts, and all that stuff. But God don't believe in retirement, y'all. But we still need to get our retirement money together, right? So we can do the things that we want to do with ease and without be thinking about how I'm gonna pay the bills. Cause we're gonna talk about that next week about money. Okay. So trust divine alignment, timing, alignment too, right? But trust God's timing. That's that T in the soft life. Okay, y'all see it coming together. Y'all see it coming together. Yes. So here's my call to action for you. Please go use the Soft Life Purpose Finder GPT, okay? And then write down what you learned from that. Pray over it. Ask God for more insight. Share your insights with me. Please share it with me. You can put comments on here. You can put comments on my website, RaykelTolson.com. You can reach out to me, Raykel at RaykelTolson.com. But please let me know what you think. And like and share this this podcast or this YouTube channel, wherever you're listening. Like it, subscribe, share it with other people. And if you would like to be a guest because you are living your soft life, or if you want help to figure out what your soft life is and would love to, and be open to us talking about it on, for everybody to see and listen, I would love for you to do that. All right, this has been so good. Let me reiterate that aligned work, that aligned yoke, right, is part of living in your soft life. It's about joy. It's about ease. It's about walking in your divine assignment, okay? And Lord, help us recognize the yoke that you've designed especially for us. Give us the courage to release what does not fit. And God, continue to show us how good life can be. Ashe, and so it is.